Hi Aries, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for June of 2020. I'm Jamie Kale Miller, and with me is Julia Mijas, and we're going to tell you all about what's going on this month for you, especially if you have Aries rising. Hey Julia, what's going on with Mercury, Venus, and Mars for Aries this month?
Sure, Jamie. Well, Aries, Mercury is going retrograde on June 17th. Now, this can happen up to about 3 times per year for a few weeks each. So, this cycle definitely happens, but it tends to be a time when communications can become more fraught. And since this is occurring in your fourth house of family and home, you can expect more miscommunications with the people you live with your family members, any very sort of personal, emotionally based relationships that you have. Then Venus starts the month in retrograde in Gemini, which correlates with your third house, but she'll go direct on the 25th. So while she's retrograde, this can be also a time of reviewing what's going on in our relationships, because that's what Venus represents, especially in the third house, which represents communication. You might be reviewing how you communicate with your partner, whether things could actually be better. So when she goes direct on the 25th, I think that will bring a big relief to relationships as well. Also, Juno has, which is the asteroid of long-term relationships, has already gone direct too. So we're kind of moving away from that, relationship retrospective period, which should be a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mars starts the month in the sign of Pisces, which correlates with your 12th house. The 12th house is a very sort of secluded, hidden house, and Mars represents our anger. So this transit can usually correspond with a time when we're not being very upfront with our anger. We're not really, if somebody irritates us, if we're not happy with something, we tend to keep things too much inside. But on June 27th, Mars is finally going to enter your first house of self, which should be a bit of a relief, because all those feelings you've been holding inside might all of a sudden start coming out, maybe a little bit too much, since that's the house of self. What are you seeing, Jamie?
Yeah, you might also get some clarity on the direction that you want to actually take. Because boy, in the 12th house, Mars can be so muddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there are a couple of eclipses that I want to talk about, and also something called a hot degree. The eclipses, the first one is on the 5th of June, and it is a lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, right here, 15 degrees opposite the sun in Gemini there, and this one involves a strong position of Mars. Mars is here at 15 of Pisces in a square with that, and so we're calling this one channel passion, not anger. And I think that we're all going to be challenged to integrate the Mars energy in a good way without, outbursts and so forth. This is in your axis of communication here in your third house and ninth house. And so part of it is going to be about that duality of details and logic and rationality and data, facts, and information versus big picture, analogical thinking, storytelling, philosophizing, and worldview and beliefs. So there may be some angry outbursts in those kinds of realms, those kinds of arguments. Now, the second eclipse that's happening is a solar eclipse on the 20th, and a solar eclipse is always a new moon. And here it is in, let me move that on. Yes, in early Cancer, falling in your fourth house. Now, this eclipse involves a very close placement to the North Node in Gemini, and so it incorporates some of those Gemini themes of curiosity. And so we've dubbed this Initiate Emotional Curiosity. And this is a great eclipse upon which to um, ask questions about feelings, and to be curious about other people's feelings in a way that is, warm but also objective. And you can find out a lot more about both of these eclipses in the videos that we've already made about them, and we popped into the June 2020 news playlist on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. You can find out more about them over there. Now, also this year, there has been a hot degree created, and it was created when Saturn conjuncted Pluto at 22 degrees of Capricorn, and that hot degree falls in your 10th house. Now you may wonder, if that happened in January, why does it matter now? It matters now because that hot degree is being triggered several times, and that hot degree is very, very connected with the coronavirus pandemic. And we have a video about that in our June 2020 news playlist. And I should definitely recommend that you check that out for sure. So because it falls in your 10th house, this pandemic is likely to really impact you the most in the realm of career. And also, if you have anything at all in your chart anywhere near 22 degrees of a cardinal sign, like Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, and Libra. So within 5 degrees on either side of that, connecting with this hot degree at 22, it's really gonna impact you very personally, and you'll feel it in whatever area of life is determined by that planet. So if Venus, then your relationships, for example. So, but mostly I think this is gonna come down in your career realm. So let's see, is there anything else we wanted to add? I don't think so. Okay, I think that's what we have for you, Aries. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you next month and all around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.